Anything is possible. It started with a dream. Our passion made a difference and built a family.
Hello everyone, it's Donna Gray here, your Stamping Up demonstrator from the Northern Rivers area in New South Wales, Australia. How are you all today? I'm jumping on again for another live crafting session, and I'm using the Pampered Pets. The Playful Pets. This is a simply stunning suite. Now, if you love the Pampered Pets, if you're a dog lover, a cat lover, this is absolutely a stunning suite. So you can actually purchase this whole suite, as you can see down here, for $117 with one item code, 154136, $117. You're going to get everything in this set, which is really, really super cute. But I'm going to show you, I'm just going to case the catalog again tonight. So I thought, you know what, I want to jump on, I want to spend a bit of time crafting with you again. So I'm going to case the catalog once again. All right, so in the suite, you will get everything that's here. So you will get the stamps and the dies, you will get the designer series paper that's down here, you will get the ribbon combo pack, which it is the red stitched ribbon and also the black and white baker's twine, and you'll get the Playful Pets trinkets as well. So I've decided that I'm just going to jump on and case the catalog. So I'm going to make a couple of cards tonight, hopefully, if we get enough time. So I'm using the Pampered Pets stamp set, and I'm also going to be using the dies that go with the Pampered Pets stamp set. And I'm just gonna case the catalog. So when you get on, please say hello, let me know where you're watching from. And once again, you know the drill, please share the video so other people that are on your friends list might be able to get to craft with us as well. So I'm just using our basic gray as the cardstock for the first card. Now my cardstock is cut at 5 3/4 inches by 8 inches. And when I fold it in half, that gives me a card front size of 4 inches by 5 3/4 inches. Hello, everybody. So I have Fran, I have Michelle, Glenda, Annette, Elizabeth, Michelle, how are you? Two Michelles on here. It sounded like I was repeating Michelle. Hey, Tony, how you going? So I've got that. Then I'm going to bring in the Pampered Pets designer series paper. Now I've got lots and lots of bits and pieces in here. I've got to try and find the red stripy bit, there's one there, right there. That there, red stripy bit. That's what we need. Is there any more just here somewhere? No. So there's a lot of mixtures in this paper, and I've got like a couple of sets of paper here. I've just put my scraps in, but you can see we've got some really great designs. It's got patterns on the back, so they're double-sided designer series paper. So we've got writing on the back, pretty plain patterns on the back, the cute little footprints, which I think is great, the little dog bowls, black and white, and these gorgeous images that you have here on the cardstock. So you can see absolutely stunning paper. And have you seen your slimline cards? No, Camilla, I'll have to go and check them out. So you've done slimline cards using this set, obviously. All right, so I'm going to do that. Now I'm looking at the card here, and it's got the cute little hearts. So I'm going to grab the cute little hearts out of here and mount that up onto a block. I'm going to use just our basic gray ink. And first of all, what we're going to do is just along the top and the bottom of this card, we're actually going to stamp these, a little row of these hearts. So we're going to ink it up. And then across the top, we're just going to stamp a little row of these hearts. So straight across the top like that. And I feel like I'm going downhill. But that's okay. It's crafting. We're allowed to. And across the bottom. and I've done them a bit low across the bottom, but it's okay. So just like that. All right. So then we're actually going to grab a piece of this designer series paper. Now, I'm just going to play around with the sizing of this. So I'm going to go to 3 inches. I'll cut it at 3 inches and see what that looks like on there. So, hey, Roslyn and Susan and Kathy, hello. All right, so I'm just going to cut that down to 3 inches. I'm going to see what that looks like on the front. That looks pretty good. So I'm going to eyeball that. What does that look like? We're going to do 3 by 4 inches. Now, if you love what I do tonight, as I said, I'm just casing out the catalog, doing something pretty simple and pretty easy. But if you love this set and you don't have it yet, then you can purchase it through my online store. Hey, Jenny, how you going? Hey, Ruth, thanks for joining. Susan, Kathy. All right. So I've got that lined up for there. Now I need a piece of Whisper White. I'll just grab a piece here. Okay, so that's got to be a bit, so I'm going to do this 3.5 inches. I might just do it 3.5 by 3.5. No, it looks like it needs to be, I wonder will 3 3/4 look strange? Let me see. 3 3/4 by, I'm thinking, I don't know, 3.5. We'll try that. 3 3/4 by 3.5. Let me see what that's going to look like. No, I need to go smaller this way. So 3 1/4. That's looking a bit better. Yep, that's looking good. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to stamp the dog and the cat. But what we need to do is we need to stamp the dog and then we need to mask it. Or will we do it the other way around? No, we'll do the dog and then we'll mask it off. So let's get the dog and ink him up. So I need that one and no, I don't need that one. I need that one and that one. All right. So I'll mount those up onto a block. The cat will fit on that one. That. And the dog will fit on that one. So I'm just going to use, I'm going to actually use my basic grey because you all know me. I'm not a fond lover of using black for inking up. All right, and I want to get the stamp, the I hope your day is a real treat. I'm going to stamp that first so I can see where I'm going to stamp the dog to make sure I've got the room. All right, and I'm going to do that in real red. Hey, Belinda, how you going? Thanks for joining. All right, so I'm going to stamp up in the top. I hope your day is a real treat. Belinda, you're going to love this card. I know you're a dog lover. And that is so super crooked. Let's turn it over and have another go. Okay, try again. If it's crooked this time, I'm in trouble. No, that's quite good that time. All right, now I'm actually going to do the dog. And we will ink him up and we'll sit him right there. And then what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to grab a sticky note. Do I have one just here somewhere? Let me see. We'll stamp part of this dog on a sticky note so that then we can, just bear with me while I get my sticky notes out. I've got to had a pack right here today. Ah, here we go. All right. I knew I had sticky notes somewhere. I'm just going to ink that dog up again. And I'm just going to pop that on the sticky note like that. Then I'm going to grab my scissors and I'm going to fussy cut that out because I want to mask over the top. Bit of an autocorrect there, Matthew. Doesn't actually matter about too much about the head of the dog. I just want to get these bits because I want the cat to be in behind the dog. So I'm just going to cut this dog out. And then we'll be able to stick him on and we'll be able to stamp our cat. Okay, so that's all I want to do. So I just want to do that and I want to stick that over the little dog. Cut his tail down a little bit. So just there like that. Okay. So can you see that? I've just done a mask so that now we can actually stamp the cat. I'm just going to pull it back a tiny, tiny little bit because we all know when we do a mask that then it doesn't quite stamp right when we're stamping over the top of the mask. So we're going to do that, and then the cat is going to be here lazing about. And when I take the mask off, see, it looks like the cat's in behind the dog. So that masking technique is fantastic for being able to mask off an animal or a flower. All right, so what are we going to do? We'll do grey. And I think I'm going to do maybe just a crumb cake cat. Looks a little bit orangey what they've done, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to do, so I've got our light smoky slate here. So I'm going to colour in our dog with the light smoky slate. So I'm using the light first, and then I'll go back in and put the dark shading in where I want it to be. So I'm just using the brush tip end and remembering to make sure that we just fall short of the outline of our dog so that we don't bleed outside the outside of that stamped image. He's super cute, this dog. This dog is actually inspired. It was drawn using Sarah, the CEO of Stampin' Up, using her dog as the example. So they've got him with a darker chest. And then they've got him that he's got a darker little belly happening under there. So just like that. And then I'm going to go back through with my light and just blend around those areas. And cover over again. That looks pretty cute. And I think I'm going to do his nose with our basic black. Is that my Theo? My Theo is actually grey. So I could probably do if I could make it look like Theo, I'd have to do, okay, so we might get rid of the crumb cake. We might just go the light gray, and then we might make the cat stripy like Theo, because Theo's a charcoal gray tabby. So we'll see if we can make the cat look like Theo. Theo at the moment has gone psycho tonight. I don't know what's going on with him, but he's running around the house, and he's been running around the house since 4 o'clock this afternoon, and I have no idea why, but he is, whoa, wrong one. That was black. He's got a black patch on his back now. I didn't really mean to do it black there, but anyway. So this is going to give us a look a little bit like Theo. It's a shame about that black bit that I just put in there, but anyway, we'll go back over that dark. He's just got a black patch on him. And then I think with our dog, I think I might just use, what have I got? Cherry cobbler. Yep, dark cherry cobbler as his collar. Now, we need to ground them a little bit because they need to be like they're actually sitting on something and not floating off the air. So I'm actually going to use just my light Pool Party, and I'm just going to pop a little bit of Pool Party just around the edges, and that way it looks like they're actually grounded on the ground. Okay. I don't know whether you can see that in the video, but it just grounds them. It just makes them look a little bit more grounded. It's a bit hard under this light, but it looks all right. All right. So now I'm just going to pop that together. So I'm going to, with this one here, I'm just going to glue that directly down onto the front. So I'm just going to use my seal. And this is our new seal. And I think once you get used to it, you're going to love it. It is really, really good adhesive. So I'm just going to mount that in the middle there like that. And then I'm going to take some dimensionals and pop that up onto some dimensionals. Okay. And you can see my mistake there on the back, but it's okay. We have 2 sides of cardstock, so it's totally okay. And it looks all the more handmade if we've done a mistake on the back. What do you think? Hey, Gaynor, thanks for joining. Hey, Ruth. Yeah, the light's a bit hard to see that Pool Party because it's so light. Super, super light. So I'm just going to take the backings off that now. And I'm going to pop that on the front. So just like that. Okay, so bear with me and I'll just go and get the twine. It's not there, it must be over here. So these are the twines that go with it. So we've got the black and white twine and we've also got the red stitch. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you. Okay, so I'm just going to grab some of this twine and we're going to just tie a cute bow. And that's just going to sit. Needs to be smaller. We don't want to cover up the poor little cat. Although, as Matthew said, he's a fat cat. Just kidding. He looks a little bit like Theo. Theo's pretty well fed. He got well fed the other night. I'm telling you, he had so much food, it wasn't funny. And now I'm trying to find my glue dots. Here they are. Yeah, no, I don't know what's going on, Jenny. I don't know. There's something in the air tonight, but Theo's gone crazy. And I'm just going to add a little bit of bling to that because I feel like it's just a little bit too plain. So I'm just going to grab my rhinestones wherever I put them. Oh, can't find them. Dear me, why is everything missing all of a sudden? Oh, there they are. I've been crafting like mad this afternoon, so I've had supplies out everywhere. All right, so I'm just going to, with my take your pick tool, pick up some of our cute little rhinestones, and we'll pop a couple of them around. And don't you agree, a little bit of bling just blings that up, doesn't it? Did I find something to watch on Netflix? Actually, to tell you the truth, Megan, I signed up for a free version of Stan, 30 Days of Stan, and I'm actually watching Nashville again on Stan. And I've seen Nashville. I've seen it over and over again, but it's been a long time since I've seen Nashville. So I'm actually watching Nashville again. Yeah, I can't find anything, Ruth, because I cleaned up. I know, Ruth was here today at lunchtime and I cleaned up because Ruth was coming and now I've lost everything. Although I have crafted, since you left, Ruth, I crafted again. So I did make another mess. So will we do one more card? Will we do a second card? Of course we want to do a second card, don't we? So I've got basic grey again. Let's get rid of all that off there. Basic grey again. Once again, cut at 5 3/4 inches by 8 inches, folded in half, gives me a card front size once again of 4 inches by 5 1/2. 4 inches by 5 3/4. Getting confused with my measurements tonight. All right, so we're going to do another one of those pieces of the stripy red. So I'll bring in the paper trimmer again. So now I did that one, I think it was 3 by, it was 3, wasn't it? 3 1/2. 3 1/2, wasn't it? 3 1/2. Was it 3 1/2 or 3? No, it was 3. I think it was 3. Am I right? Yes, it was 3. It was 3 by 4. 3 by 4. Why didn't everyone remember that? 3 by 4. Help me out here, guys. 3 by 4. All right, so we've got that. Now we're going to do, okay, so the other piece was, I'm going to cheat. I'm going to measure it. 3 1/2, no, 3 1/4 by 3 1/2. 3 1/4 by 3 3/4. Okay. 3 1/4 by 3 3/4. So let's do that again. So 3 3/4, 3 1/4 by 3 3/4, which is there. Okay, 3 1/4 by 3 3/4. So now what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to cheat here. I'm going to find some of the designer series paper and I'm going to use our dies and I'm going to cut out a dog and a cat. So which ones are we doing here? I can do that sleepy cat, so I can do that one. And I can also do that one. Okay, so I'm going to find the paper that I can cut them out of. Let me see. I'm positive we can cut them out of paper here. So there's one. we can cut the cat out of that one. Now there's got to be a dog that we can cut out. Where is the dog? Find me the dog. Is it in that same one? No. Someone tell me the dog paper that I'm going to need. No. Ah, there it is. There. That's going to cut that dog out. So that's going to cut that dog out. Yep. And that's going to cut that cat out. But do I really want to use a big bit like that? Do I have any more here that I can cut one of those cats out? Nope. 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 Okay, we're going to have to cut it out of the middle of that one. We will. That seems like such a shame, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut some strips here because I want to make use of this paper. But I'm not going to waste it. So we'll cut a strip out so we can keep that strip. And then I'm going to get that cat there. All right, let's bring in the new cut and emboss machine. Did I lose the dog? Yeah, I did. Okay, I'm gonna just cut that there. We can cut that one out as well. All right. So we have that and that. Let's bring in the cut and emboss machine. And we'll bring in the new magnetic plate because you're probably all wanting to know about the magnetic plate. If you didn't catch me last night, I used the magnetic plate, but I'll use it again tonight. So when we use the magnetic plate, we use the base plate. We use the magnetic plate, and then we use a cutting pad on top. So we need to get our dog here. And we're going to line that dog up on our magnetic plate. Now, this magnetic plate is a self-healing plate. So we're able to cut straight into it. And apparently it self-heals, but I can see the mark where I cut it out last night. I'm hoping I'm doing it right. I got told last night that it was a self-heal mat. So, oh, and I haven't done that right. I'm wrong. I'm wrong. I'm wrong. Okay. Everyone read the instructions. And the instructions said that we have to have that one on. So we have the 1, the 2, the 3. Or no, what's that one? 1, 2, and 5. And then we have a number 3 over the top. Okay, so let's get that around that dog and pop the cutting pad on. So don't take any notice of me. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Just kidding. Hey, Stephanie, thanks for joining. All right, so we've got the dog, and hopefully that's going to cut the dog out pretty well. Let's get the dog off. Yep, and it did. Look at that. Perfect. All right, let's get that cat dye in here and get the paper in there and pop that on the cat, which is there, just like that. So the beauty of this new magnetic plate, and it's available now in my online store, the beauty of the magnetic plate is that it doesn't have the little small magnets anymore, so nothing jumps around. So when you've got smaller dies, the dies used to jump around from one magnet to the other. This is just a full magnetic sheet. So because it's a full magnetic sheet, we don't have any worries of our dies trying to jump from like one of the small magnets to the other. Oh, and there's our other little cat cut out. Okay, so let's move that back out of the way. And our lovely cut and emboss machine packs up super, super neat. Easy. All right, I'm going to pop those dies back into my stamp set so I don't lose them. Back in there. Okay, and we're going to need this. We're going to need a layer. I forgot about that. There's a layer on this card. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so I'm going to cut another basic grey layer. So I'll just grab some basic grey. And I'm going to use my paper trimmer. And I'm going to cut this down to, what am I going to do? 3 7/8 by 5 5/8. Now, the reason that I'm doing that and those measurements is I want that to just sit with a tiny border on the top of that. Okay, so, and then we're going to run this cute little die across the top and across the bottom. So I'm going to bring in that die cutting machine again, and I want to make sure I haven't lost my dog. There's my dog up there. Okay. So let's bring back in the cut and emboss. Okay. So we've got this one now. I'm going to use the same sandwich as what we just did. That's okay. I was just looking for the sandwich. I was like, where did I put it? All right, that and the little die. All right, so we're going to pop that just across the top, and I'm going to pop it at a bit of an angle because I want it to go at a little bit of a jaunty sort of angle. So I'm just going to pop it at a little bit of an angle there. I don't know whether you can see that. Hang on, it might not be in the camera. So at a little bit of an angle, grab my cutting pad. So this is going to take a few goes, but we're going to do that one. Okay. And you're going to see these cute little paw prints that it cuts out, which is really, really cute. Look at that. Isn't that cute? All right, and look at the little paw prints left on the mat. How cute is that? All right, so we're going to go again. Like that. And then we want to do maybe just one. Will we get just one on the edge there? Can I do that? Yes, just like that. Maybe. Or could we fit nearly two? No, I want to just do one. All right. I need to space that out a bit better for the next one. Look at that. Cute little paw prints right across the top. Okay, so now we're going to do the bottom like that again. So make sure I've got it up the right way. Might go like that. And a bit further in this time. So there. And we'll do another one in the middle. Like that. Whoa, don't move it. There. You love this set, Ruth? Yeah, it's cute, isn't it? And then we'll do, look at the footprints I've got. And can anyone see that? We need to take a picture of that. It's like something's been walking over my mat. It's cute. Okay, that, and we need one more little footprint. Get it up the right way, that way. There. On this side. It is a cute border, isn't it? It is. It's super cute. All right, now let's put that die back in there so I don't lose it. Now there's something else on this as well that I've noticed. There's a, I'll pop that out of the way. Actually, I need to bring it back in because I need it again. There's a layer underneath the white layer that we have that I cut, which is it this one? Or is it this one? This one. This one here, yeah. Okay, so this layer is actually embossed as well. And we used this embossing folder last night. It's called the Bricks and Mortar embossing folder. I remembered. Someone actually had to tell me that last night, but I remembered. All right, so I'm going to use that and that. So this time, because we're using a 3D embossing folder, we're actually going to use number 1 and number 4. They are the only 2 plates that we're going to use. We're going to pop our sheet of cardstock in, and we're going to make sure that we're putting the fold going through that embossing folder first so that it doesn't crack across the top of our embossing folder, and we're going to run that through. Hello, Marion. How are you? Lovely to see you. It's been so long, Marion, since we've been able to have a chat. We need an on stage to be able to get together again. So there we have the gorgeous bricks and mortar embossed piece that's going to go underneath. Oh, you got to go to work tomorrow, Matthew. Well, you need to get your sleep. You need to be bright-eyed and bushy-tailed for work. The replay will always be there for you. All right, so I'm just going to pack that up again. And then we're going to bring in our bits and pieces and see what we've got here. So we've got our stripy bit, we've got our embossed piece, we've got that. Okay, so we're going to, with our black and white twine, oh dear, where did I put that? There it is. With our black and white twine, we're going to layer that around, and we need a piece of real red. I wonder have I got real red over here? I think I do. So we need a piece of real red, and we're going to have to emboss this. So that's going to be fun. So let's do that now anyway. So I've got that here. I've got that here. I've got Versamark up here that's pretty grotty, but it will work. I've got my sentiment that needs to be cleaned off because it's got red on it. We don't need a pink sentiment. We need a white sentiment. All right. So I'm actually going to, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to do it on this piece. I'll grab a scrap piece of paper. Okay, and pop that underneath me. We will use our embossing buddy. All is well with me, Marion. I hope it is with you too. All right. So I'm going to ink that up with my Versamark ink. And I'm going to stamp it just down the bottom here because we're going to have it just in a cute little rectangle, but we can cut it with our paper trimmer. So I'm just going to ink that up. Now, if this is the first time that you've seen heat embossing, Versamark is a sticky clear ink, and it's probably very hard to see that in the light, but once you see me shake the powder over it, you're going to see the powder stick to that sentiment. All right, and I'm going to pop that powder back into my container. You'll have to bear with me while I plug in my oh, and I just realized that my computer's not plugged in either. I better plug that in before we run out of power. That won't be pretty, will it? We'll plug the computer in so we don't run out of power. We will grab the heat gun. Oh, where did I put my heat gun? Okay, oh, there it is. Oh, it's plugged in. Is it plugged in? It is. It's all wrapped around my computer, but it's plugged in. Okay. Talk about crafting on the fly. Sorry about that, everyone. And there, now we're right. Okay, let's heat this. Now, if you haven't seen heat embossing take place, watch the magic because it's wonderful. Come on. Takes a little while. There it goes. Starts to go white and creamy. And can you see that magic? Isn't heat embossing just the bomb? It is the best thing about card making, I'm telling you. So you can see there now, we've got a gorgeous sentiment. Now, if you ever want to get a really nice white sentiment, heat embossing is the way to go, I'm telling you. All right. So we'll put the Versamark back. I might bring in my little baby trimmer and we will trim that. Ready to go for our card. Okay, so I'm just gonna trim that straight down there like that. And we'll trim the end off like that. And there we have our tag ready to go for the front of our card. Now let's put all this together. So that was super easy. We haven't got a Theo cat though. We've got a ginger cat. That's probably like our old Nancy boy. He was like a ginger cat. All right, so I'm going to pop this up because I like the way I want to pop it up so that we can accentuate those little footprints. So I'm going to grab some dimensionals. I'm going to pop some little dimensionals just on the top here. Baby dimensionals. Oh, wow. Which are normally like, oh, there they are. Oh, dear. Everything's missing tonight. All right, let's try this. So I'm going to pop some baby ones up in there so that we can't see them where the footprints are. And same thing down the bottom. Who else is crafting tonight? Type in the comments. Are you crafting along with me? Or have you been crafting today? What have you been crafting with today? All right, so now I'm going to use my bigger dimensionals. I've got dimensionals everywhere here. That. And, you know, I'm having a bit of a play with the annual catalogue because I've been doing so many things out of the Christmas catalogue, although today I was designing for my 2-day retreat. So I had a bit of Christmas crafting this afternoon and I had a lovely time doing that. But then I thought tonight, you know what, I'm going to go back to the annual catalogue again. I'm going to go back and play with some things that I haven't had enough time to play with because we just had the annual catalogue and a month later we got the holiday catalogue, or the, should I say, the August to December mini catalogue. So it's actually quite nice to get back into your hand stitching, Belinda. What are you making? What are you making, Belinda? And Belinda, I got your retreat payments, so thank you very much. Got you, you're all paid up, which is good. You wait until you see what I designed for the retreat, Belinda, you're going to love it. I figure if I do one project a day, within 2 weeks, I'll have the retreat designed, which will be super good. And then I'll get my mother to come in. Oh, a quilt. Okay. Like a patchwork quilt, Belinda. All right. So I'm going to pop that one there in the middle. So we'll glue that with some of our seal. You're such a clever girl. You can't wait for retreat. I know. Me too. It's going to be super, super fun. Okay. So we'll pop that in the middle. Okay. So now we've got our cute piece here. Now we're going to wrap our twine around that before we glue it on. We're going to wrap the twine around it. So I'm going to use my I'm going to use my Seal Plus. I'm going to turn that over and it's going to go through nearly that top section. So get my Seal Plus happening. Okay. So now I actually cheat. I wrap my twine around and then I stick my bow on. I just find it's easier to do that. Knead it up there a bit. So we're just going to wrap that. We're actually just going to wrap it around once by the look of that in the catalogue. So we're just going to do that and snip it off. Now, this is what I personally do. I don't like to tie a bow. I don't like to tie it all the way around and then have to try and tie a bow on a layer. I would rather do it like that and then put a fake bow on. Personal choice. It's just what I do. Up to you how you want to do it, but that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to pop that layer up. And you know, like sometimes I just don't, like tonight I wanted to craft, but I didn't want to have to think. I didn't want to have to think about what the design was going to be. I mean, you know me, I normally just wing it anyway, but I love when I don't want to think of just getting out the catalogue and casing the catalogue. So more or less just what I wanted to do was have a chat with you all and craft with you all. So, so casing the catalogue, I can talk to you and craft, and you get to see how the projects out of the catalogue come together. So I'm just going to pop that up and I'm going to straddle that over that nice stripy designer series paper. And then we have our cute dog and our cute cat. And then we have our sentiment that we did, and it's going to go in just here. These cards, Belinda, I think these cards would be great for the doggy rescue place. Do you think maybe like there could be a calling for cards like this at the doggy rescue? Not that I would be making them, but you could buy the set and make them. Have you got this set, Belinda? Whoa. So I'm going to pop up the dog. I think the cat can get glued down. We'll glue the cat down. We'll pop up the dog. So a bit of seal on there. Pop the pussycat there. I don't know why, but this poor pussycat seems to be always hiding behind the dog. Definitely, yeah. So do you have it? I don't know whether you have it or not. You do. I thought you would have. I thought it would have been one of the top priorities on your list for sure. Okay. So we got that and we've got that. Oh, I've put them down too low. Can I pull this cat off? Can I? Yes. Oh, look at that. I had them down too low. We need them up higher. There. Hello, Deborah Davison. Oh my God, it's been so long since I've seen you. I know I've been missing on Facebook, but I've now decided that I'm going to jump on and do a bit of crafting of a night time on Facebook. So that's going to slot down in there behind there. So I'm just going to grab some seal and we'll put some seal on there like that. Slide it in down behind underneath that twine, just like that, so we can see a little bit of the white up above. And then we're going to do our fake bow. But I do this all the time. I always do fake bows. I find it's easier. But that is just personal preference. So that bow's going to go on the car. This is cute. I haven't played enough with this set. I really haven't. And you know, like getting it out tonight, I'm like, oh God, I really love it. So as I said, you can purchase any of the items that I've used here tonight in my online store. You can purchase the whole suite, which you get absolutely everything in the suite. And I actually don't know whether I'll be able to find the little doggy, trinkets. Bear with me, I'll see if I can quickly. Most probably not. Where are things when you want to find them? No. Two things that I was looking for the other day and I couldn't find them. What's in here? Yes, I did. Yes, yes, yes. Here they are. Hello, Wendy Trudgeon. How are you? So I feel like we can pop. What do you reckon? He needs a love heart on him, doesn't he? And we could pop. I'm feeling like we could pop a bone. We could just pop it under there and it looks like it's there. Or could we pop it just here? Or could we pop it just in there? Look at that. Yes. Okay. So that's what I'm going to do. I think the dog needs to have a love heart hanging from his collar for sure. So we're just going to pop him just there like that. Cute. Cute as a button. And we'll pop another glue dot on the back of our bone. And our little bone can actually hang up in under there. And I'm just going to do an insert for that. So there's the cute little doggy trinkets. I'll bring that up a little bit so you can see. So we've got the cute little love heart and we've got the little bone. Okay, so let's do an insert for this card. Just going to grab a piece of Whisper White and I'm thinking I could do maybe a little dog bowl inside. So we'll do a cute little dog bowl with our basic grey. Like that. And then I'm thinking the cute little hearts, we might clean them off. And in real red, we'll pop some little hearts around. So are you enjoying this nighttime crafting of me just jumping on randomly and crafting away? Let's do some little love hearts all the way up here. How cute is that? Few little love hearts. Nothing like some love hearts. And then I'm just going to grab my Tombow. Pop some Tombow on the back. And just pop that on the insert there. So just like that. Look at that. How cute is that? All right. So maybe we need to do that. We'll do a white insert for this one as well, because I haven't had enough crafting with you yet. Okay. I know what I'm going to do on this one. I'm going to do the bowl, and there's something else that's really cute in here. So I'm going to do the bowl down the bottom, but I'm also going to do this super cute little stamp. Hang on, I'll find it. This one here. Although have I got it going the wrong way? I think I do. Oh no, it's going to go the right way. We're going to have a little mouse that's going towards the bowl, and there's more. We're going to have some cute little butterflies flying around. What do you think? Butterflies, mice, bowls? I wanted to show you lots of the little stamps that were in there. And we'll just pop that on the insert here of this card. So the Tombow gives us time to be able to wiggle it around and get it exactly where we need it to be. And there we have 2 super cute cards. What do you think? Give me some hearts. Give me the thumbs up if you love those cute cards. And thank you very much for crafting with me tonight, because I just wanted to actually get out here and have a little bit of a crafting session with you. So as I said, any of the items that I've used, so I was using the Pampered Pets bundle. So it's available through my online store. You can go to my online store here at donnagray.stampinup.net, or you can call me on my mobile, which is 0421 725015, or you could pop this whole entire suite into a starter kit, which, let me see. Just want to talk to you about this one thing before I go. So we have a super awesome special at the moment, and it's called the Get and Go Starter Kit promotion. Now, normally you can purchase the starter kit for $169. You get to choose $235 worth of product, and you only pay $169. But during the month of September only, we have an added bonus. So the added bonus is, you can see here that you get card kits. Now there's enough cardstock pre-cut in packets ready to go to make 16 cards. You will also get, on top of your $235 that you choose, you will also get the Queen Anne's lace stamp set. You will also get the So Much Love stamp set, and you will get a pack of rhinestones as well. So you could purchase the Pampered Pets, the Playful Pets suite, which is only $117. You can choose more product up to the value of $235. Plus you get those 2 stamp sets, the card kits, and the embellishments, the rhinestones, for free. Such a super, super deal. So if you're interested, please go to donnagray.stampinup.net, and you can click on the join tab. And all you need to do is purchase the starter kit. Now, you don't have to do videos. You don't have to sell. You can wholly and solely stay current just by purchasing for yourself. It's $467 you've got to spend every quarter. Now, that's every 3 months, and that works out about $156 per month that you need to spend. Nothing happens if you don't make your quarterly amount, other than you lose your discount and you go back to being a customer again. So I would love to have you be a part of my Wild Heart Crafters team. We are all over Australia. It doesn't matter where you live in Australia. I will support you. I'm one of those team leaders that I treat my team like my family, and I love spending time with you and inspiring you. So if you love my live videos, you will love to be a part of my team, because you get so much more inspiration as part of my team. You also get all of my online class videos. You also get all of my Stamps Club videos, my monthly Stamps Club videos. My team get all of that for free in our team page on Facebook. And we have so much fun on our team page in our Facebook group. So if you're interested, please don't hesitate. You can call me and ask me any questions you like. I would love to answer any of your questions. So thank you everyone for spending a little bit of crafty time with me tonight. I think I'm just going to call it Casing the Caddy Crafting. Casing the Caddy Crafting. I could jump on here every night and craft with you. Sounds like fun. So everybody have a lovely night. Until next time, my name is Donna Gray. I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator in the Northern Rivers area in New South Wales, Australia. And I love crafting with you. Have a great night, everyone. Bye for now.